I grew up, I was unbelievably insecure. Loving parents, but for some reason, just things didn't take. So I started drinking and doing drugs at 14 and never looked back. I think there was enough going on inside my life that for some reason I needed a mechanism of escape. And this kind of gave me an escape. Fast forward, graduated high school, got into college, kept partying. By the time I find my way to ASU as a junior, I was having regular alcoholic blackouts. But I got into an environment at ASU in a fraternity system where all of a sudden partying was pretty much every day of the week. Graduated somehow and found my way into accounting and finance in the hotel industry, and ultimately got married and started to raise a family here in Arizona, all the while that I was just still drinking. I would say I was a functioning alcoholic, but I really, define functioning, right? I wasn't getting fired from jobs. There was something about the importance of money and the importance of supporting my family financially that I was able to pull it together Monday through Friday. But on the weekends, routinely things would kind of go off. My wife at the time kind of gave me three choices. She said, you can get out of the house and just go do what you're going to do. She said, I'll take our son and go back to California, or you can go to an AA meeting at North Scottsdale Fellowship. And I don't know why I went, but I went to the AA meeting. And that's when God showed up. That night, God relieved my desire to drink, and I never drank again. Ultimately, the marriage didn't survive, and they ultimately went back to California, and I didn't feel led to follow them, so I stayed in Arizona. I had an empty house. I was broke. I could use the little money, and so I talked to my older sister at the time, and I knew she had a roommate, and I said, why don't you guys just move into the house, pay a little bit towards the utilities, and that would be a huge help to me, and I think that would save you guys money on your apartment lease or whatever, and so that's what we did. What I didn't know is that her roommate is Angela, my wife, 27 years. So I'm grateful for so much, but I'm grateful that she didn't experience the drunk. But the reality was, yeah, I had stopped drinking, and I was beginning to turn pieces of my life over to God. But there was a lot more that he wanted to get a hold of. So we started going to Copper Hills to look for babysitters. For whatever reason, Brad and I started meeting, and he literally introduced me to the story of Christ. I was in Florida on a business trip, and Brad and I had been at this for a while, and something moved me while I had finished up dinner, and I was back in the hotel parking lot, and I was sitting in my car, and I just began to weep, and I realized, I'm like, wow, this is real. This is what I want. And since that time, it's been this whole process of, okay, Lord, right, your will, not my will. And that's an ongoing process every minute, every hour of every day. I don't know how much time I've got left, but with his strength and his courage and his wisdom, I'll spend more time in his will than out of it. And it's really that simple.